This is, y'all, our book section at the one at Camp Creek. Why is a woman not on the book? I got a problem with that. And the author is demonstrating like their intimacy. The details are very vivid. I think those are like the best scenes in the book. For real, those are like the most entertaining and the best scenes in the book. Hello everyone. So I'm actually about to go in TJ Maxx. So I don't know if y'all have seen, like, I've been looking on Threads, and y'all, I'm sorry about the glare in my glasses. But I've been seeing people on Threads saying that Marshalls, I think Marshalls, because there's a Marshalls right there, Marshalls and TJ Maxx have books. I go on TJ Maxx quite often, and I don't think I've ever seen any books, or maybe I have saw books and I just didn't realize they sold books. But I'm actually going to go in TJ Maxx because I'm actually really just curious to see if my TJ Maxx has books, because y'all know all TJ Maxxes are not the same. So I am going to go in TJ Maxx, and then I'm going to go down the street. Well, it's not really, it's just like down the sidewalk to see if Marshalls has books, because I've never seen books. I know that TJ Maxx usually sells stationery and like journals, and they sell like little miscellaneous stationery items and things like craft things like that, but I've never saw any books. So let me just quit talking, and then let's just go ahead and go in TJ Maxx. Oh, I see some books a little bit, but it looks like that's all they have. Let's see how much this is. Oh, that's not bad. $6.99. $7.99. Oh, let's try this. Let's see. It's 12. I wanted to read that when it first came out. Christine Hanna. I've never read anything by her. I don't know how much this is. I don't see a price on it. This is 16. Oh no. Look, y'all, I see a book back there. Oh, I've been wanting to read this. I don't see a price on this. Oh, $14.99. That's not bad. It's like half price, because the regular price is $30. I'm not getting that though. Oh wow, it's not bad. Ooh, look at this notebook. This is cute. Y'all know my favorite color is green. Oh, they have Verity by Colleen Hoover. This not bad. So, I totally forgot why I was in TJ Maxx. So I spent about 15-20 minutes in TJ Maxx. While I was in there, I saw one of my friends, Kira, from high school. So we got to talking, and then it dawned on me while I was in there, I actually picked up a birthday present. So I'm going to a surprise birthday party for one of the kids that used to live at the group home where I work. And she went home. I think she went home in, when did she go home? She went home, she was reunified with her mom, like in these, was it, y'all, I don't remember, but she was reunified with her mom, I think between November and, I think it was like November. I think it was November. So she went home with her mom. She wasn't with us that long. And her mom told me that her mom actually stays in touch with me, which is really cool. And she told me, she was like, I'm having a surprise 16th birthday party for her. And then she was trying to like get people to come or whatever. So I told her she's actually going to have it here in Atlanta, because I think they live maybe like 2 hours from here. So she, so anyway, so while I was in there, I'm like, when I give gifts, most of the time I usually just do gift cards, because people are picky, and I know I'm picky too, but people are like really picky about gifts. But I was like, oh, you know what, I think she would love like a planner or whatever. So I was like, let me just get her a birthday gift while I'm in here. So I ended up getting her a planner. It's so cute, y'all. I ended up getting her this. So now I'm going to go into the Dollar Tree, and I am going to find a just a small bag, something for that to fit in, because I was not getting that from TJ Maxx. It was like $4 for a birthday little gift bag. And then so I'm gonna go in here, get some tissue paper, a gift bag, and what else I'm gonna get? Oh, and I'm gonna try and see if I can find her like some cute pins, because I think it just would be cheaper at the Dollar Tree, which it's the thought that counts, y'all. And then she's 16, so I'm not gonna buy her like a $50 fountain pen. But yeah, I'm gonna go in here and get that, because my goal was to be back at home at 11, and it's 10:29 now. And I really wanted to go to Starbucks to get a matcha green tea, but the Starbucks across the street, it takes like 45 minutes to order for some reason. But they have one in Target, so I may go in Target and get a matcha green tea before I head back home. So let me head in here, because y'all, this Dollar Tree line be like, it's not even called, it don't even need to be called Dollar Tree anymore. It needs to just be called Family Dollar or something. I don't know, like they need to change the name, because nothing's been $1 for like 2 years. So anyway, let's go up in here. Ooh, these are pretty. Birthday cards. Check out the books before we leave. They never have anything in here, so this is, y'all, our book section at the one at Camp Creek. This looks pretty good. This is sad, y'all. Sad, sad, sad. That's it. Nothing else. Magazines. Pants. Let's see. So I'm finally back home. So for this weekend, actually I started this book I think on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember, but I'm actually reading. Let me show y'all. I'm actually reading Quicksilver. Can y'all see that? Hold on. I'm actually reading Quicksilver. And Quicksilver, so first, let me say I'm getting into reading fantasy. I am not an expert of magical systems, magical realism, the magical folklore at all. So I'm actually getting into it because there have been some fantasy reads that I have enjoyed, and I really want to get into them a little bit more and really become knowledgeable on like these magical systems and the jargon and the like fantasy jargon. So I'm trying to like immerse myself a little bit more in fantasy reads. So I love Iron Flame. Y'all already know that I love Iron Flame. I'll be starting Onyx Storm once I actually finish Quicksilver. So this is actually my first book by Callie Hart. And right now I kind of feel like, did I really graduate in the top 5% of my high school class? That's how this book is making me feel. So for my interpretation of like what I've been reading, it's a 24-year-old girl. Her name is Sarah. Basically, she's been hiding powers all her life. And she has been using basically her powers to like steal things from the queen. So then she ends up facing death, and she accidentally opens up this portal, and that's how she meets Kingfisher. However, Kingfisher is the one, he's something called a fae. And he is the one who actually like pretty much like saved her and drug her like through this portal once she like accidentally opened it. So now she's in like fae country, and they're basically calling her an alchemist. So, and the only reason why I knew what an alchemist was is because I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Netflix series. It's like this, I think it's like a Korean movie, and it's called like The Alchemist. And then I think it's like 3 of them. And basically like alchemists take metal and like change the substance, and then they make things out of it. So it can be like magical trinkets and things like that, from my understanding. I'm new at this. I'm new at the fantasy world. I'm totally new at this. So that's how I knew what pretty much like, I don't know a lot about alchemy, but that's pretty much like how I knew like what an alchemist was, because in the movie The Alchemist, he would use like philosophy, science, and like make things or portals. So now that she's in this world, they are identifying her as an alchemist. And in her mind, she's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what an alchemist is. And they're basically trying to tell her like, you can manipulate metal. So now she had, and so the thing is, and now she has made like a deal with Kingfisher, like a blood oath with Kingfisher, in order to be able to go back to Zilverin, where they're from, and actually save her brother Hayden. So they're basically telling her, you cannot go home until you create us like a relic. So I guess that's some type of other portal. So I'm only 50% into the book. So I kind of feel like I have not gotten to really like the meat of the book yet. I can definitely tell you just from reading from where I am, this has been like a forced proximity romance novel. It is a little predictable, like the relationship that they're probably going to have at the end. However, I don't like that they're playing like this cat and mouse game with each other from just reading it. And I'm also immersively reading because I'm listening to the audiobook while I'm actually reading it as well. It does not have a lot of action initially. Like it first started off having a lot of action because I love the part where she had stole this gold from the queen, and then they're like looking for her and they're running after her, and she's like, and her character is portrayed like very aggressive. So it's pretty much like the author is portraying her character like aggressive, stubborn, unyielding, unwilling, and they're giving her like a character like she's also like very non-feminine with men. Like she's very aggressive with them as well. So it's giving that non-feminine energy for her character. So even when she meets like Kingfisher, and even through their interactions, like the both of them, you can definitely tell is like forbidden forced proximity romance, because he's like, basically, one thing I don't like is when a man is talking to a woman, like he's demeaning her, and he's basically talking to her. He's basically talking to her any kind of way, and he's talking to her like she's subhuman, and she is coming back very aggressive towards him because he's talking to her like a 1-year-old. And she's like, basically like, you're not talking, I don't know who you talking to. She's kind of reminds me of, and y'all know how that stigmatization of like the angry black woman, that's kind of how like she's being portrayed in this book. Stubborn, angry, aggressive, very, very dominant, very stubborn, unwilling, unyielding. And he's basically just like talking to her any kind of way. Like he's like calling her idiot. He's referring to her as human, which we know that, of course, being a human isn't something negative, but the way that the author has his character using it, it is basically the connotation of it is negative. And because he's saying it to her, it's like humans are like inferior to the Fae, which is like his kind. So, and then the thing about her character is you can definitely tell that there's some type of attraction, but they're both using their aggressiveness towards each other. Like they're both demeaning each other in order to pretend like they're not attracted to each other. And I don't typically, I don't like when characters play hard to get, basically. They're playing hard to get. They both know that they like each other, but there's something forbidden that's keeping them from actually being together. And she has been attracted to him since she saw him, but she's using her aggressiveness to pretend like she actually doesn't like him. And to be honest, y'all, I actually hate that. Like, I'm like, why are y'all demeaning each other or being negative towards each other, being aggressive towards each other? To me, that's toxic. To me, that's like very, very toxic. And I think that's something that I don't like about the characters in the book. The storyline is, to be honest, it's almost like the author is spending a lot of time educating Ceres because she does not know a lot about Fae lore. So she's basically being educated and being taken to the library to learn how to manipulate like this metal that they want her to manipulate in order for her to like build them like more portals, if I'm not mistaken. So they're basically like, you can't go back to Zilverin until like you make us these relics. And I don't know, y'all. And then he's like ordering her, like demanding her to do things. And even though it seems like she doesn't like it, it's like his demanding is basically like him being demanding as he is basically like a turn on for her. And I'm like, okay, this some crazy BDSM stuff. Like, I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all need to get it together. So pretty much even with 50% in the book, the author is like spending more time just world and character building and educating her on the things that she doesn't understand about what an alchemist is and how to learn how to transmutate like metals, and learning the philosophy and the science behind like these magical systems and magical gifts. And she's basically like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like reading all these like library books, and she's like, no one has ever been able to manipulate metal, so why are y'all trying to get me to do it? And they're basically telling her, well, you better figure it out. Y'all, so now that we're in like 50% of the book, it's still like we have not gotten any further than her trying to learn how to transmutate. Y'all, I'm just like, I swear, I think when I was 25% in, I promise y'all, I think I was about to DNF because I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm a little bit knowledgeable of like alchemy and pretty much like what it is and how it's used in the book. But it's like, I don't understand. Like, if you look at the cover of the book, I don't understand why it's just him on the cover, when really the book is it's about him, but it's also about her too. So why is she not on the book? Why is a woman not on the book? I got a problem with that. So anyway, I have a birthday party to go to at 3. So I am on chapter 20 right now. So basically, I was listening to it on the way from Target, and they finally are being intimate with each other after being mean to each other. So clearly, like, the aggressiveness that they both have towards each other is a turn on. So now he's actually telling her pretty much why he's so feral, but he's not telling her because everyone's like, he acts like an animal without this magical pendant. And he's telling her without telling her why he is like stuck in like this like feral state, and he needs like the pendant in order to control like him turning or something like that, y'all. It's y'all, this book is confusing, but it's not confusing But it's like, I really want to like stick with it to the end to see like, is she going to be able to like manipulate these metals in order to create these relics and other portals that they need, or like what's going to happen. Now they're being intimate with each other, and that's the last part I actually stopped doing when I was in the car. So I'm trying to get to at least like 70% before, I know I can. I'm trying to at least get to 70% before like 2 o'clock, because I'm gonna have to stop, take a shower, get dressed. Luckily, the place is like right up the street where they're having like the birthday party. Hopefully no one calls me on the phone. So now I need to just find my place on Hoopla. Y'all, I'm so glad I did not buy this book, because if I bought this book and the way that this book reads, I would have been so mad, because I think I was thinking it was going to have a lot of action in it, but it's not a lot of action at all. It's basically just a lot of education and world building and character development, and Sarah's learning about the culture of the Fae. So it's almost as if this book is being set up for a second book, which I think the second book is coming out in, I think it's coming out in like, I think it was November. I can put it up here on the screen. But that is literally, even before I saw that there was like going to be a second book, it definitely dawned on me like, this book seems like it's the foundation for like the second book. So after I finish this will determine if I really want to just read the second book or not, to see if that's better than this one, because this book is just really reading like, it's just the foundation of like Sarah's learning what she's capable of, and learn like what she's capable of doing with her magic. Because right now she's learning, she has no, like, she literally has no skills whatsoever. She doesn't even know how she's able to manipulate or transmutate metal, especially when she gets in like these life-threatening situations. She's looking like, how did I just do that? Like she has no idea. She has no training. So it's almost like this book is really set up for Sarah to learn what she can do, like the power she withholds, basically just educating her on the science and the philosophy behind like her gift that she's had hidden for so long. Because I'm like, we're 50% in. We're literally 50% in, and she's still like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So I don't know, y'all. So I don't even know if I want to read the second book. So I'm really kind of like, do I really want to read the second book? Because y'all, the book is so boring. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. It's boring to me because I'm a person, I love action. And I'm just like, it's not even fast paced. It's literally like slow world building. And I'm just like, can we get on to, can we thicken, can we literally like climax like right now? Like, I'm wanting to get to like some action, like some fighting, some her understanding like her magical abilities and her being able to use it and create these wards and relics and all these things like that. And it's like, we're just stuck with them being passively aggressively in love with each other. So anyway, I'm gonna like play the audio version, because this right here, this needs an audiobook. I can promise y'all, I would not be able to read this without the audiobook. Like, sometimes audiobooks save books from being DNF, because this book would have been DNF like 2 days ago. Okay, so I'm actually here at the place waiting. They're not here yet. CP time, if y'all know what I mean. But so I'm actually going to like let y'all know like where I am in the book. So right now, I think I stopped at like 71%. So the book has actually picked up a little bit. However, ever since the first time they have engaged in intimacy, it's like they cannot stop messing with each other now. So we've had like 3 scenes of them being intimate. And I'm like, and then when the author is demonstrating like their intimacy, the details are very vivid. I think those are like the best scenes in the book, for real. Those are like the most entertaining and the best scenes in the book, because it really shows how Kingfisher, even though he has this like aggressive side, it actually shows that he has like a loving, nurturing, empathetic side to him. Like he has like a soft masculine side to him. So I love the fact that she not only she has the ability to create like this aggressive masculinity within the book with his character, but also now that he's like come to the realization and he can actually tell Sarah, like, I actually really do like you. Now he's showing her like a much softer side of him. So I was like, okay then. Okay, so the author got down on those parts. So the book to me is still kind of like all over the place, I guess, because this is like my first book of hers. So I'm really trying to get a grasp of like her writing style and the way that she presents like the plot and the characters like in the book. So it's almost like I'm learning as well as Sarah is learning. Now she's learned that Kingfisher has basically bonded with Quicksilver, and Quicksilver is basically what alchemists use to create or forge powerful items and things. So that's why they're trying to get her to learn how to create like portals with Quicksilver. Y'all, it is like I'm literally just learning because this book, y'all, is all over the place. It's so heavy with details and fantasy. I'm literally just like, oh my gosh, like I'm literally just like, so I'm literally trying to piece all these things together, because what ended up happening in one of the chapters, Sarah's heard Kingfisher like having like a seizure. So she runs in there and she's like, what the heck is wrong with you? So she sits with him and he's like, no, don't sit with me. I got it. I'm good. You can leave. And basically now further along in the book, now she's learning from the Quicksilver. The Quicksilver is actually talking to her. So the Quicksilver has basically told her that they are one. Kingfisher and the Quicksilver are one. They are one weapon. And she's asking like, what do you mean? And they're telling her that when he was a child, I guess he bonded with the Quicksilver, and the Quicksilver is basically like keeping him alive. And she's basically telling the Quicksilver like, well, you're killing him. And they're basically verbalizing, well, he knew what the consequences were when he bonded to us. And I'm just like, it is so much going on, y'all. And it is so much going on, y'all, in this book. So I'm not going to say like the book isn't like bad. It isn't like DNF worthy. It could be. I think what's saving the book from me DNF it or just putting it or soft DNFing it is really just the audiobook, because the audiobook, I mean, is giving the physical book like character, and is giving it life and emotion and things like that. So like now it's like picking up. So we're at 75%, and the book is actually really like picking up now. So I'm hoping that it continues to like gain that momentum to where I'm like, okay, let me see what Sarah can do, because she is still not able to like manipulate or transmutate like the Quicksilver, she was basically like, okay, I can't do it by myself, so I'm gonna talk to it. And that's how she ended up talking to it. But she had to make an agreement with the Quicksilver. If you agree to like help me fix Danya's sword, because the Danya's, y'all, this is what I mean by the book is all over the place. The book is all over the place, y'all.
Oh, good.
Don't do that, Cheyenne. I can record y'all now. Y'all ain't in defense.
Happy birthday, dear Ari, Nicole. I love that bag.
No.
Girl, look how I wrote your name on the front. Yeah.
Oh, this
Oh, that's beautiful. That's really pretty.
Thank you, Miss Elijah. I need a kid. Miss Elijah. I told my teacher. Thank you, Miss Elijah.
You're welcome.
That's really pretty.
It's got stickers in the insert. Yeah, it came with stickers.
For 17 months.
The stickers on the inside. Open it. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I love those colors.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna get her a planner. So I am at 75%. So nothing significant has really happened. The only thing that's happening now is that Kingfisher and Ceres, they're kind of like starting to like positively mesh. Like their relationship is starting to be like more positive than it is like a toxic negative attraction. And right now they're like in this battle. Like their land has been like taken over by like some vampires, so right now they're like in like this war. That's all that's pretty much happened. And now that they're in this war, he literally like uncovered the sword that Queen Madras had, which is the reason how Sarah's ended up opening up the portal to the Fae world. So he is literally, I don't know, like, so now I guess they're going to use like this sword in this vampire war. And y'all, that's pretty much where I am. It's not really progressed. Like I said earlier, this book is really setting the tone for like the second book, because we're like 75% in already. And really, she has not learned how to forge or manipulate like the Quicksilver. I'm just like, okay. So this leads me to believe that as a result of this book being kind of like the foundation for the second book, depending on how many books the author plans to write in this series, it just leads me to believe that in the second book, she is going to be able to come into her full potential of like her magical gifts and what she actually really can do. Because I just don't believe that we're like 75% into the book and then she's gonna actually learn how to transmutate metal. I mean, I don't see it, because I feel like if she starts learning now, the book is literally going to be rushing, because I'm at 462 pages and it's only 14 chapters left. And the chapters aren't long. I just fail to believe that the author is really about to like rush her character and understanding and being able to forge and transmutate like metal, like all within like the next 14 chapters. Like I don't see that happening. And so I don't know, y'all. So just let me know in the comments below if you've read this book, if you've read Quicksilver. Like, what is your understanding and interpretation of the book? Like, what was your rating? Like, did you like it? And mind you, don't be trying to come for me in the comments, y'all, because this is literally, I don't know. It's just, I read Iron Flame, I read Fourth Wing, totally understood those books. I felt like I could understand like everything that was going on because the plot was just so well developed. And then this book is so many elements and details within the book. I literally, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I literally was taking notes on my Kindle because I'm like, okay, this is what this means. This is what this means. So if you don't have a Kindle, basically like see these things up here at the top. So you can actually bookmark it and save things to go back to it. So I literally, let me see. And then there's like a little book tab. So I'm gonna click on the book tab and this shows you all of your annotations. So I'm actually going to, I was going to actually read something from one of the chapters because I highlighted it and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what this is. Now, one thing I do appreciate is that the author does come back and the author does explain some of the magical jargon, like if you don't really understand it, because like I said before, if you've never really read like this author's writings before, sometimes understanding like the structure of how they write their fantasy can be a little bit confusing. So I did end up going through the book as I was reading and just highlighting some things that I had questions about, like previously in the book. So one of the things that I was trying to understand, so as you can see, like I highlighted this because this is education to me. So I did highlight it because I was trying to figure out like, okay, Quicksilver, like what is Quicksilver? Because they keep mentioning Quicksilver, but they just keep mentioning like it's so many synonyms for like specific things. They're saying metal and then they're saying Quicksilver, and I'm like, why do they keep like identifying this thing as Quicksilver? Like, is Quicksilver like the actual metal? So but this is all the way to like page 394 and the author actually had the characters explaining to each other like what this thing is. So I'm gonna read y'all this. So Kingfisher nodded. It's always been Quicksilver. It was bound to different alloys and metals before, back when there were plenty of alchemists and the pathways were still open between our worlds. It made weapons more powerful, turned them into conduits that could channel vast quantities of magic. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, okay, I'm kind of getting it now. This is why they just call it Quicksilver. So now this is why the book is called Quicksilver. And then in here, it just says, when Kingfisher said no more, Wren inhaled and spoke instead. Our historical records show that the most alchemists could only command objects if the item in question was comprised of at least 5% Quicksilver. Kingfisher's friend Wren was explaining that it only has to be 5% of Quicksilver in like different metals and objects and things for you to be able to manipulate it. And then that's when Sarah began to realize that's why she was able to open the portal with the sword that Queen Mandra had, because it contained Quicksilver. So then I was like, oh, okay, cool. So anyway, I am actually going to spend like just 1 hour reading, because I think I'm going to look at some YouTube videos, some book YouTube videos, before I actually go to bed, because I'm going to go to work tomorrow and I have to be to work at 6. I usually try to work real early if I go to work on the weekends, because I love early schedule. I get up at 5 anyway. So I'm actually going to read for an hour and then look at some YouTube videos. And of course, y'all know I look at nothing but like bookish YouTube videos. So I'm trying my best to get into it. Iron Flame and Fourth Wing, that was no problem. But this book is it's making me feel like I'm in kindergarten, like right now. But anyway, so we're going to read, and then I'm going to look at some YouTube videos, and then I may end up going to sleep looking at YouTube videos.
Hanging down in front of her, it snapped taut, and Everlane jerked to her left, almost losing her balance. Fisher hissed as the crowd of vampires parted, and a tall, handsome male with luminous skin and cropped blonde hair came forward to stand beside her. Dressed in black pants and a tailored white shirt, he wasn't kitted out for war. His attire suggested that this little jaunt out into the rain had interrupted some kind of dinner party. Younger than Malcolm, he was a fraction taller, a fraction broader, and every bit as dangerous. I could feel his power, a sinking, penetrating cold spilling across the river, leaching into my bones.
Well met, Fisher.
The vampire called over the river.
I see you managed to restore one of your precious swords. Congratulations. I'm sure that feels like quite a feather in the cap.
As if Lorath took the sarcasm in his voice personally, a flicker of angel's breath crackled through the air. Brighter than the lightning scoring the clouds, it burned my eyes as it crashed into an invisible barrier in the middle of the river and was instantly diverted, shooting harmlessly up into the air. The vampire didn't even...
So I am 81% in. I'm on page 500. So y'all, it has actually, within the last 2 chapters, 34 and 35, it's really literally picked up. It's like climaxing now. Like, this is kind of like how I wanted to feel like throughout the whole entire book. Like, it's getting really good, because now it seems like everyone is fighting over Ceres. So the vampire leader, his name is like Malcolm, holding Kingfisher's sister Everlane, I think her name is Everlane. He's now basically holding her hostage because he wants Kingfisher to turn over Ceres. And looks like a part in my hair right there. And so then when they noticed that, I guess, like, she had bite marks on her neck. Kingfisher is now telling Ceres that his sister Everlane is enthralled to Malcolm. And I was like, enthralled? So he has like basically like fed on her, and if they're not able to like save her, she basically will turn into one of them. So if Kingfisher does not turn over Ceres, then the sister is probably going to die. So now they are definitely trying to research, Ceres is trying to research everything she can in order to save Everlane. But not only just save Everlane, Kingfisher is basically telling her he's going to end up dying because the panic, or I guess the relic that has like this magical power that's keeping him like basically functioning in a normal state, is going to like run out. I think I have, let me see, I'm on chapter 36. So it's 45 chapters. So I have 9 chapters left, and I'll probably end up finishing that tomorrow. So anyway, y'all, if you stayed to the end of the video, put a boot emoji in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let me know in the comments, like, if you have read this book, how did you like it? What was your rating? Until next time, thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.